Water is always moving, falling as rain, snow, or hail from the clouds to the surface of the earth, pooling in ponds, running in rivers, traveling through plants, and eventually evaporating into the air, cooling and condensing in clouds again. The water cycle explains the way water moves above, on, and below the earth. Water is matter, and matter can change states. Specifically for water, that means it can be ice, liquid water, or water vapor. All of this water is what makes up what we call the hydrosphere. Water in all of its forms is always changing and always moving. As it travels its way around the Earth, it interacts with the other three spheres: the atmosphere, biosphere, and geosphere. So where can all of this water be found? There's always a little bit of water in the atmosphere. It's stored as snow on tops of mountains, in lakes, in rivers and streams, in reservoirs, in wetlands, in the soil, in and on plants, beneath the soil, in water tables and underground aquifers. There's a lot of water in the oceans, but all this storage is temporary. As the sun radiates its energy down to Earth, these oceans, lakes, rivers, even your now soaked towel that you use to dry off after swimming, begin to heat up. Water molecules that were in their liquid state now have just enough energy to bounce away into their gas state we call water vapor. That water vapor is likely going to rise with the air that has been heated up by the sun, like this. The water that was here didn't just stop being water. It's still water. It's just in the form of a gas rather than a liquid. If you're still here liking this video, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Water is constantly escaping through evaporation. Water also evaporates through our respiration and perspiration. Think the sweat on your arms drying after a soccer game. Water even evaporates from plants through transpiration. This isn't something that's easy to observe unless you have the right equipment, which is simply a plastic bag and something to tie it to the plant. Plant roots draw up groundwater, pull that water up through their stems into their leaves, and then release it back out through a process called evapotranspiration. Even in the summer, the tops of tall mountains are still cold and snowy. This is because the air is much cooler at higher elevations. So as the water vapor rises, eventually it gets cooler and starts to turn into a liquid. This is called condensation. None of this is very visible until that water vapor mixes with smoke and dirt particles in the atmosphere, then cools and condenses into visible masses of water vapor, forming clouds. Wind and air currents can push the water in clouds incredible distances. So the water in clouds right above you may have been picked up from a faraway ocean, for example. As winds move clouds into colder air, those water droplets bump into each other and merge, growing bigger and heavier until they're so heavy they fall again. Precipitation is the process of all that water falling to the surface of the earth again. Precipitation can be in many forms. Rain is falling water in liquid form. Snow, ice, hail, or sleet is falling water in solid or frozen form. Fog and mist is falling water in gas or vapor form. If enough water particles in a cloud stick together, the water will fall. But it takes millions of cloud droplets to produce one drop of rain. As water falls, it could land back where it started or anywhere that the wind decided to take it. Now that the water is back on Earth's surface, what happens? Precipitation that falls directly into the oceans becomes surface ocean. Rain or snow that falls directly on rivers or streams becomes part of stream flow. When snow melts, it runs down into small streams that then feeds into large rivers. What about precipitation that falls on land? It can run off if the ground is covered with something like concrete or if the soil is too saturated to absorb any more water, kind of like an over-soaked paper towel. Otherwise, precipitation percolates or drips down into the ground. Gravity continues to pull it downward through the topsoil, into spaces between soil and rock particles, down to bedrock and into deep underground aquifers. This water can collect and hang out underground for years until it slowly moves out to the sea. Or it can be pumped up to be used as drinking water, like this well. You can also watch the water cycle happen right before your eyes. Ask a fun grown-up to help you if you want to try this at home. First, you're going to pour hot water into a glass bowl or container. We've already done that right here. You can kind of see it steaming up a little bit. Then you are going to cover the top with this plastic wrap, or you can use press and seal wrap. Then you're going to place a few ice cubes on top. In this experiment, the hot water represents the water on Earth that is being heated by the sun. And the plastic wrap with the ice cubes represents the cool atmosphere. Molecules in the hot water rise in the form of water vapor. Once they hit the cool atmosphere or our plastic wrap with the ice cubes, you can see those molecules condense into drops of liquid water. Once there's enough condensation, those water droplets will fall like precipitation, and then our cycle is complete. This whole process of evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection is repeated over and over, moving water through the atmosphere, biosphere, and geosphere. It's pretty cool to think that even in a tiny way, we get to be part of this amazing process. And if you want to learn more science, you can check out this video next. Is it gonna rain? I mean, is it going to precipitate?